Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Leadership live stream brought to you by Women's Council of Realtors. We're episode 29, and we have a great show for you guys today. Kind of a little different spin. We have two guests on, kind of back to back, both in remote locations, and we got a lot to cover. And so I hope you guys stick around. If you have any questions, as always, we're streaming this live to Facebook. So put questions in the comments to ask during the show. We'll do a little Q&A at the very end. But without further ado, we'd like to bring on your hostess with the mostest, your 2020 and 2021 WCR Tampa president, Mrs. Catherine Sakis. Catherine, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Nick, and thanks to Amplified Marketing and Nick for doing this wonderful production for us and being our local Women's Council tech guy. So we appreciate everything you do for us. Like Nick said, action-packed show, a lot going on, but we always start with the mission statement of Women's Council. And the mission statement is, we are a network of successful realtors advancing women as business leaders in the industry and communities they serve. And what we like to say, too, is don't be intimidated. You don't have to take on the world to be a leader. The skills of leadership can and will enhance your life. So that being said, we're going to go forward. We're going to bring on our first guest. And our first guest is none other than Cindy DeCoster. And those of you that don't know, Cindy is the slated Women's Council 2022 treasurer. And we're looking forward to having her on. And right after her, we'll have Kathy Day from beautiful Marina Point. But starting with Cindy, let's just start out with a little bio. Cindy began her real estate career in 2001, working in a team capacity alongside her husband, Sean. Both she and Sean quickly traded their full-time jobs for a lifetime career in real estate. Prior to real estate, she attended Appalachian State University, where she played soccer on the women's team and graduated in 1994 with a degree in business hospitality management. Right out of college, she went to various different jobs, but found her true love in real estate. In Cindy's early days in the industry, she transitioned to management and was completely one of the top producing agents in Osceola County, and continues to be one today. She has a passion for civic stewardship, and along with her strong management background, she's paved the way towards leadership roles in the industry, in the real estate industry. She's president of Osceola Business Partners, as well as president of Osceola Business Partners. She's dedicated to Women's Council of Realtors, and she serves state, local, national levels. She has a great ability to network and influence people in many different organizations, and she's held many different leadership roles in various industry-related organizations. She attributes much of her growth and success to the skills, experience, and relationships she's made through Women's Council and her laser focus on professionalism and education. So let's go ahead and bring Cindy on.
Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Cindy.
Thank you. Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We're thrilled to have you. And we do want to say, Cindy, being the trooper she is, she's on spring break with her kids, St. George Island, and unfortunately they're experiencing a very severe storm. So she's had some connectivity problems. So keep your fingers crossed, say your prayers that Cindy can stay with us the whole time. But we'll certainly give it the old college try. Okay. So welcome.
That's right.
Getting started with the questions and getting to know Cindy. We see you got the business around 2001, and by looking at your resume, it looks like you started getting active in realtor organizations around 2010, starting with Women's Council locally. So what made you get involved?
Well, when I got into real estate, my children were extremely young. My son was 6 months old when I hung up my corporate career officially and came full-time real estate. So I was a busy mom. I just did what I was, I followed. I'm a great follower, and trust the experience of the past. And they told me to do this, so I did that, and I worked hard, and I came home, and I was a full-time mom. So I was very compartmentalized. But and everything worked like a charm until it absolutely didn't in 2007. So 2007 was actually when I joined the Women's Council. I found that they were the one thing that everybody had in common, that were actually making the transactions happen, buyers buying and sellers selling. And so I'm like, who is this group, and how do I get to know them and know what they know, so that I can have the success that they are experiencing in this downturn economy. So in true Cindy fashion, I'm a sponge. I'm like needing information, and what do you know that I need to know, and how do I implement it? So it took me about 2 years to kind of get my footing, and then I received the tap on the shoulder. They're like, Cindy, we don't need just your contribution, but we need you to take a position on the board. It was 2009. People were leaving the industry. Forget the council. They were leaving the real estate industry to take on a full-time job to support their families and such. So I'm all about fixing the problem. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I believe wholeheartedly in that statement. So I plugged in, and once I plugged in, I really plugged in, and I found that I was already speaking to, what we call strategic partners. They were just our business partners. They were our inspectors, our buyer to our, list, the buyer's agent to our selling side, and the selling side to our buyer side. They were our insurance. They were our inspectors. They were our loan officers. And so I was already having this real estate conversation within the community, and it became just to add the council to the conversation. And people would say things like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for inviting me. Nobody's ever asked me to play in the golf tournament, or nobody's ever asked me to join this organization. So it was almost like the best kept secret. And I'm like, what is it, Paul Revere, with like the oh my gosh, like this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, these women are talking about advancing women in the industry. They are talking about innovative business ideas that, is changing with the times. Does that make sense? So
it sure does.
I needed to be part of the solution.
You needed to be part of the secret sauce too.
That's right. That's great. Yeah, absolutely. That's how and why I plugged in.
When you were saying for those newer agents, to those of us that have been around for a while, when you say 07, 08, 09, we know what that means. To newer agents, that means bloodbath. They call it nice things like a recession or whatever, but it was a bloodbath. And so agents were going down along with everything else to compete. And as Cindy said, she noticed the ones that were surviving were all Women's Council members. So like, what was the common denominator? And just like in our mission statement, we talk about leadership. Well, the biggest component to leadership is education. And it's one of the 4 pillars of Women's Council. So in general, Women's Council members make 3 times the industry average, and there's a reason for it. The reason is the superior education and the camaraderie, like Cindy saying, going to these agents, what are you doing in this situation? What are you doing in that situation?
And nothing is a secret. Everybody wants to share.
Right.
They want to help you succeed, because here's the secret. There is no secret. When you succeed, we succeed. And, from being the professional, for having realtors known as the professionals that advance the community involvement. We not only sell homes, but we build communities through schools and churches and commercial buildings and businesses. Like, we help the economy thrive. And I needed, in this downturn market, I needed to be part of that solution of not just surviving, because nobody wants to work just to pay our bills. We want to thrive, and we want to contribute to the advancement of our family life. So if it's our professional life, so that it will translate to our personal life, I'm all about that. That's totally why I got into real estate to begin with, let alone plug into the council to help the industry, if that makes sense.
Right. When you say there are no secrets, if there is a secret, it's not, the secret is empowerment. It's hard to explain to people that are not in the organization the amount of support, empowerment. It's cooperation, not competition. Everyone helping everyone. And Cindy's heard me say this before, behind every great woman are other great women. And the council really promotes that between the mentorship and education and all that. So, I'm guessing in a way you probably credited getting through that recession time to Women's Council, because like you said, you didn't just survive, you thrived, right?
1,000%. And I'll tell you exactly where it happened. At a national meeting, so it was 2010, it was a national meeting. A lady by the name of Sandy Lunsford from Scottsdale, Arizona. I happened to sit at a networking table with her. One, I was attracted to her because she had on a bling shirt, super high heels, super cute short girl. And I was like, oh, wow, we are going to be fast friends. I knew it instantly. And so we got right into business conversation. And she said, Cindy, if you want to get back to being the listing agent you were, you need your SFR. That was a game changer. SFR stands for short sale foreclosure resource. She said it's a nationally recognized. Yes, it's a nationally recognized designation. So it hadn't come to the East Coast at that point, at least not in my world. So like Paul Revere, I come back like the town crier, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what we have to do. So we partnered with our association. We brought in the designation course. We doubled our membership by offering a discounted course if you joined at the event. And again, this was 2010. Now we're still talking about cooperate with your association, do these designation courses. This was 2010. That was 11 years ago. And we doubled our membership. We became the premier, like we owned that we are the timely, relevant resource for education in the industry. We earned our footprint in that class, and I credit it all to a conversation I had at National with Sandy Lunsford again from Scottsdale, Arizona. We are still super great friends. We still love to wear our bling shirts and our super high heels, and we laugh about it all to this day. But it's bling was our connection. Bling and heels was our connection. But education is what kept us fast friends to this day. 11 years later, we're still swapping trend ideas. Because here's the other secret. What happens on the West Coast, California, Arizona, Las Vegas, is coming to Florida with a 6-month to 12-month accuracy. So when you have these business conversations, that is what is fostered at the council on the state and national level. We all elevate each other by sharing these ideas.
So true, so true. And as part of running your campaign to become national treasure, you've been sending out some emails, and at the bottom of one of them last week was your resume. And I actually looked at it, and I don't know if you know this, Cindy, when you print it out, it's 4 pages long. But anyway, Cindy's starting the conversation by telling us about joining and all the education and everything she got as a member, but she quickly started going forward, as she said, into leadership and committee work and that sort of thing to try to make a change, not only in the industry, but other people's lives. So just real quickly, buzzing through that resume, in your local network, you had 8 positions that were everything from committees to president. Florida Association of Realtors, 18 different committees. State Women's Council, 3 committees, and 6 state line positions from district vice president to president in 2018. And now National Women's Council, where you've served on 8 committees, and now you're the slated candidate for treasurer 2022. Impressive by any measure, but I think really indicative of someone with a servant's heart that wants to make a change. So can you explain to us, I know it was a long path, but basically why you think each step was important, and how did it help you get where you are now?
Great question. One, it's been an absolute privilege to serve and help influence and inspire the council members in general. Past, future, present. We all are really stronger together. Each position is unique. So on the local level, right, out of necessity, we all needed to plug in. We were struggling, with our membership until, like I said, about 2010 when we doubled our membership, and then every year after that, we were able to pull in more people. And the more hands you have, the lighter the load. Isn't that a true statement? So again, I wanted to be part of the effective change. I wanted you to know the council I know, and I know us as a cooperative, inclusive, advancing organization. And whatever that next you're looking for, you can find it here. There's a place for you here. And I want to help you know that council, because that's the council I know. That is the shoulders of giants I've been standing on, and people have been moving me forward. In that, I'm super energetic. I love the council. It has done amazing things for me and my family. I am able to give back to my family in such a great way because of the things I've learned at the council. And I need to pay that forward. It's a need, not a want. So if I can help impact, influence, and inspire the next woman to seek their next, to reach that next goal, I'm all about that. I have a 16-year-old daughter. She's probably one of my largest motivators of the why, because I need us to shatter these ceilings. She does not know limits. That my kids, but I have an 18-year-old son who's graduating from high school and deciding where he wants to go away to college, and a 16-year-old daughter who's right behind him. And I need these kids, their generation, to not know the ceilings that we have, to not have to still have the same conversation. I took a course, again, I graduated in 94. Thank you for pointing that out, Catherine. I took a course when I was in school called organizational behavior. And I thought she was so outdated in talking about affirmative action and equal opportunity and all of these things. I thought, we've advanced past the typing pool, and we can vote, and we can get any job we want to. And then you get into the real world and you go, oh my God, it is so, it's still a man's world. It is still seen as, oh, we have a woman on our board, or they still talk about it because it's an oddity. When they talk about things because it's an oddity, it is not commonplace, and it is no longer equal. So if we don't shatter these ceilings that we've still been fighting for, since the 50s, we got a long way to go for this generation who knows no limits, that wants bigger than life, and they deserve it. So it's our job to fix these problems today and make them smooth sailing when they enter the real working world.
Well, Cindy, there may be some people scratching their heads saying, what are you talking about? Real estate is full of women. Well, it is. That's great. But in reality, for those of you that don't know, Women's Council was founded 80 years ago because at that time, women were not allowed to be on any association boards, nor were they paid the same commissions. And Women's Council was formed to fight that, won that battle, but fast forward 80 years, huge improvements and strides have been made. And 20% of the leadership of the National Association of Realtors is now women, which is phenomenal. But guess what, folks? That means the other 80% are men in a woman-dominated industry. So as Cindy is saying, there's still work to be done for the next generation. I think probably real estate in general has given women more opportunities than any other profession. However, big things happen from the top, and that's us looking at those positions in an increasing manner. So you've told us a lot of great insight and information, but if you had to sum it up, what would you say is your overall leadership philosophy?
I think that women need to support women. I think that we have to stop seeing the table of 10 with 2 women at the table fighting for 2 seats. We need to see the table of 10 and see 10 opportunities. And we won't do that if we keep competing for the same 2 seats. I think we need to support each other. I would say, like, my little mission is, it's simple, but it's not easy. So let's be ambassadors of love and kindness for women supporting women. Let's foster a deeper connection through open communication and wide acceptance. And let's celebrate our differences, understanding that that is the formula for a stronger, more dynamic team. And we are a team of women advancing. We're a network of successful realtors, but we are on the mission to advance women as business leaders in our industry and our communities that we serve. So if we want to be the voice of women in real estate, then we need to support each other. We need to foster that deep connection through open communication and get that your opinion, your voice matters. And I need to understand it, and I need to help you get where you're going. Because if I help you get where you're going, you'll help me get where I'm going.
That is so true. That is so true. And I don't think anybody could ever say it better. But the one thing, disclaimer, I do want to tell everyone, in case you don't know, but we do have men in the organization too. We have about 10%, but they also are committed to empowering women. So we're glad to have you guys, and just don't want you to think, as I say, back 80 years ago when women were not allowed at the table at all, that Women's Council was born of exclusion, and therefore we stand for inclusion. So we welcome everybody.
Absolutely.
So for our next,
we're the network.
Go ahead.
A network of successful realtors, not gender-based. Successful realtors has no gender.
Exactly.
But the mission that we are on is to advance women. And that, I think, is super important, because if we were already there, we wouldn't need to be on the mission to do so.
Right. And for those that are unaware, the mentoring is extraordinary. There's always somebody willing to help and willing to give a guiding hand. So we're so thrilled, Cindy, that you, as former state president, are now going to the national board. And you sent out a little video yesterday, and we're going to show it to all those people who may not have seen it. And this will give you what I call the essence of Cindy DeCoster. Nick, can we get the video on? That is just awesome. I just love it. You know,
I
aside
have
from
never.
the speak, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've never seen myself gain and lose so much weight over the years, right?
Hey, gain
But
it, lose
it
it, gain
is.
it, lose it. You
That's
know,
right.
that's
That's
part of the
right.
self-confidence. It's still you. I
But you
feel
know
you.
what? I've enjoyed every moment. Like I'm smiling so big because every one of them has such a crazy memory behind those pictures. So yes, thank you for the journey. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, it's an awesome video, and aside from all the fun pictures where you just feel the camaraderie and the spirit and the fun and all that good stuff, but the little snippets of wisdom in between, this, everything about your philosophy. So now that we've shown the video, why don't you tell everyone what you hope people would know about you and what you're going to bring to the table at the national level?
Thank you. I will bring all of the experience that I have gained over the years, all of the counsel, inspiration, and mentorship that has been given to me. I love to pay that forward. I want you to know the counsel I know. I want you to know there are no limits. There are 10 seats at that table. They're not just two. And if I can help make you faster, stronger, better, that is exactly what I'd love to be.
Perfect. That sums it up perfectly. Well, we're coming to the end of our half hour. I wish we had longer. We could talk all day, I'm sure.
Yes, we
But
can.
we always ask our guests, wrapping it up. You know, we've all gone through so much in the last year or so with quarantine and COVID and such dramatic changes in the industry. So we always ask our guests, final question. Um, why Women's Council and why now in particular? Like you had cited the recession, how important it was, but why is it so important now?
You know what? In this economy environment that people are running scared of disease, economic strife, political duress, the time to support each other and come together has never been more relevant. It has never been more important. And then elevating our education where our profession is concerned, we have to be. Again, my quote unquote slogan is really my philosophy: be fiercely focused on your goal, be fiercely focused on who you are, and what you want to change, what you want to help affect, and then be flexible in the strategies. If COVID taught us nothing, if COVID taught us anything, it has taught us to be flexible. The goal has not changed. We are on a mission to advance women as business leaders in the industry and the community we serve. That hasn't changed.
Right.
How we share that value, how we portray that value, that has been changed. And when you internalize what the goal is, you can be flexible in the explanation. I always say, like, I'm a great interpreter of others. I'm the second oldest of 7 New York Italian children. And so I have always had to listen to like, what are we trying to accomplish here, whether it's to get out the door on time or go do something fun. I've had to speak in the language of what the audience needed to hear to make that happen. I take that same skill to the council today. Like I'm a great sponge, as I say, and then I'm like, okay, this is how you need to hear it. This is how you need to hear it, and I'm able to help you understand what needs to be understood. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Well, we want to thank you so much for taking time out of your precious vacation with your children. I know you work so hard in both your real estate career and counsel that you deserve a little break. And I know you just love being with your kids. So we really, really appreciate you doing this. And I just want to tell you on behalf of the Tampa Network, we want to thank you for your service to Women's Council and wish you the best come election time.
Thank you so much. Super proud of you guys. You guys are doing amazing things, Catherine, and you are moving your council forward. So I'm super proud of you.
Well, like I said, great leaders stand on the shoulders of leaders before me. So thank you. All right. Well, have a great day. Hope that storm passes.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So we'll be bringing on our next guest, Kathy Day from Marina Point. Hi, Kathy.
Hello, Catherine. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. We don't have that weather problem here, do we?
No, we don't. We don't have to worry about that.
Beautiful in Tampa Bay.
And I'm sure it's extra beautiful where you are.
It is.
Let me just run a quick bio down for the folks here. You're originally from Ohio.
I am.
And you did what most of us did, come to Florida in search of sun and an incredible real estate market. And you love Tampa. You think we have the best beaches, attractions, and growing and expanding real estate market. Tampa General and top rated employers and endless opportunities. It's an easy sell, isn't it?
It really is.
You've had over 20 years of experience in real estate and helped hundreds of families find their dream homes. And you believe in providing a high level of service and striving to exceed customer expectations. And you joined BTI Partners, is actually we say owner developer of Marina Point.
Right.
You joined BTI Developers as a sales executive at Marina Point, and saying it was an easy choice because BTI has won numerous awards and has other very successful luxury developments. And now you're in the perfect spot on Tampa Bay.
I am.
So you are here with your husband, Corey, and your miniature Australian Shepherd, Jax, and Penny.
Yep.
And you love traveling nature and a lifelong college football fan. I don't know if I should say it. Go Buckeyes. They didn't tell you when they gave you your passport to Florida, you have to pick Florida,
I know,
Florida
right?
State. Leave everything else at the border. But we'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. That's okay. That's okay. So, welcome.
Thank you.
For those of you who are not familiar, Marina Point is a beautiful waterfront community at the foot of the Gandy Bridge. And we are so pleased at Women's Council Tampa to have Marina Point as one of our sponsors and strategic partners. So before Kathy gives us a lot of detail, let's start off with the video to show you what a great spot this is.
Thanks.
Absolutely beautiful.
It really is. It really is. We had Marine Max here for some of those shots and got to go out on the boat right here out of our own marina. It's amazing. It's an amazing place.
Do you feel like you're even going to work every day in that environment?
You know, what's funny is like how many people get to do this, right? I mean,
Right.
Blessed beyond belief. And when you take people out on the golf cart and we're riding along the marina and the water, it's just, yeah, it's tough, but somebody has to do it, Catherine, right? So why
Well, we're
not
so
me?
glad you signed up so the rest of us wouldn't have to struggle with
I
such a
know.
wonderful thing.
Thanks.
Sort of taking one for the team, so to speak, you know.
Right.
So it is absolutely gorgeous. I've been there many times. Why don't you let people know just some of the basics, like price points, amenities, that kind of thing?
Right. Well, you know, there's a lot of choices, right? In Tampa and the surrounding areas, everyone talks about the water and views of the water. We're actually on the water. The 52 acres is part of the West Shore Marina District. So within the district, we, have shopping and restaurants, but we kept the crown jewel of that 52 acres. It's an 8-acre peninsula that all 3 towers will sit on. So right now, phase 1 includes the first tower, the amenity deck, parking structure, and the first 7 harbor homes. So well on the way, all have views of the water. We are going to be topping the building. The tower is 17 stories, and the top of it is going to be done by the end of this month. I'm sorry, the end of April. So we're going to have another big celebration, probably the end of May, just for a top-off party. But things are moving so quickly, and every day I take pictures, and we have an Instagram account, and it's always changing. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook for updates. But always something new and exciting. But we have 8 different plans that we offer here, and price points, we start right around $800 and go to just over $3 million. And that's all based on which floor you're on, which floor plan, because we start at 1,831 square feet and go to over 3,500 square feet.
Well, that's, I think, one of the unique things about the community is there is such flexibility in square footage and plans. It's like something for everyone. It's not like everything's 2 million, 3 million.
Exactly.
Even your starting price point at 800, which is that second or third floor considered? It's the lower.
Well, there's actually
but you still have a view, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right. And people, our 2-bedroom plan is on the east side of the tower. And sometimes people are like, oh, well, I'm not sure about that view. We've recently taken some shots at night because the views of downtown Tampa are spectacular. I mean,
beautiful.
It's gorgeous. You see Hillsborough Bay, but you see all the lights from downtown. They're spectacular. They really are.
And when you say the harbor homes, you want to explain to people what those are?
Well, if you're interested in one, hurry. I have one. But the harbor homes they're townhomes, basically, but they are 4 stories, very unique in the fact that they do have a private elevator. The 4th floor opens up. We call it the cabana room. All the sliders, floor-to-ceiling sliders, open up to your private deck. It's a terrace that, overlooks the marina. You have a spiral staircase that you can walk up and be right on the amenity deck. So the pool, the spa, walk into the fitness facility. They are so unique. Hence the reason I only have one left, but they are gorgeous, gorgeous.
Well, is that building sold out yet?
We're getting close. It's been so busy. Everybody's coming to Tampa, right? But and Florida in general. So we really are, again, people talk about water views. We actually sit on the water. So over 95% of our residences are going to have panoramic water views. And of course, the marina, which is a big draw because people come to Florida, they want to boat. And we are the only property with the private deep water marina with 159 slips. Those are available for separate purchase.
I was just going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Which really makes them even more valuable.
Correct. Well, I have several owners that aren't even boaters, but they plan to be boaters. So they bought a slip because there's such limited boating opportunities, slips in the Tampa market. Several people are waiting on lists for 6 months to a year and maybe never get on, but our owners have the ability to purchase a slip.
Well, over in that area, it's y'all and West Shore Yacht Club.
Right.
And that's it with the slips. because before you came to town and Marina Point came to town, and the previous development, that's what it was. It was Imperial Marina.
Exactly.
I know we had a boat there. So
Yeah.
and I remember when we got the letter that we had to relocate our boat, I was like, you know.
Yeah.
So, but for the interest of the common good,
Right.
we did that. So you're almost finished building 1. Are you pre-selling 2 and 3?
The top of the tower's almost on. Our owners will start moving in early next summer. So, once the exterior is done, then, we actually have started on the lower floors on the interior, but our owners, like I said, start moving in early next summer.
But then are you already pre-selling the other buildings?
We're not yet. Great question, though, because we actually just had a meeting last week, just going over some possible changes. Some of the amenities in the first tower. I mean, do we need another golf simulation room in the second tower? So just, everyone talking, taking our owners' feedback into consideration, making a couple tweaks to some floor plans. So we will probably start selling into the second tower by the end of the year. Yeah. So, but it's exciting because, after doing the first one and getting feedback, to be able to make those changes and have that flexibility, because we are the builder developer, we're able to do that. So it's been very exciting.
Well, that's good to know that you're that responsive to the market.
Absolutely. Because the market is changing.
Everything's
With
changing.
the amount of people moving to Florida every single day, we have 2 plans that are both over 3,000 square feet. And, a lot of our, prospects don't necessarily need 4 bedrooms. So we are able to make some tweaks and adjustments as we start selling into the second tower.
And then is there, I know you're getting a lot of out-of-town buyers, as the whole area is. Is there one area they're coming from in particular, or is it just mixed?
Lately it's been California and New York, which is odd because, this coast of Florida is typically Ohio and Michigan, Indiana, but it's been a big influx. I think a lot of it is due to the fact that so many people are working remotely and will continue to do that since COVID. That they're going to take advantage of the state and all we have to offer, one being no state income tax. So a lot of our plans offering, the extra space for those people who are going to be working from home on a regular basis.
Well, also too, not to stereotype, but for years it's just like not even a secret. The majority of New York relocation went to the East Coast, Miami area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny to use the 2 words in one sentence, but these $1 million to $3 million condos are affordable compared to Miami.
Correct.
That's kind of like a funny thing to say is an affordable market. But when you're coming from out of town and if you could even replicate this development, but on the water in Miami, our $1 million would be $3 billion.
Oh, easily.
So
we were fortunate and had. I'm sorry, Catherine.
I'm just saying they're seeing a value there.
Oh, of course. And Tampa's getting a lot more recognition. We just had the focus group here at Marina Point with the mayor, the Tampa airport, the Florida Board of Realtors president. So it was, this influx of people that all of a sudden now know where Tampa is. So it's changing. And the fact that we are so affordable is a big reason for that.
You talk about that event. I was on there. It was
there were a lot of people on. Yeah.
Great event. And then, you talk some about the amenities, but also what's unique to Marina Point, it's sort of like you don't have to leave unless you want to, because you have your own town center, very upscale, very service oriented. You want to talk about that too?
Right. Well, we've just turned over keys to several of our tenants, and they're working on their build outs right now. For example, Duckweed is anticipating to be open within a month. Preselling is working on their build out, as well as Crave Spa, Sand and Surf, Drink and Quench. So there's something going on everywhere within the district. It's just been so amazing to watch. And again, with everything going on in the district, we've brought it to life with the fact that there's something to do all the time, even right now before our owners have moved in. We do yoga on the weekends, on Saturdays, right out at the water. We have a big event coming up on the next Friday for owners and some prospects. But Marine Max is going to bring back a couple boats for people to play on. So it's every day something new is happening, which has been
and it's very
amazing.
Pedestrian friendly. You know, everything's walking distance, so to speak. I know that's a different definition for everyone, but what people may not realize, unique to your property, when you think of waterfront, of course, that's beautiful, but you're on the water and that's it. You have complete pedestrian trails, parks, green space.
Correct.
All that stuff.
Right.
So,
and we're 7 miles to the airport. I mean, it's exactly the location plus the water. I mean, makes Marina Point just the most amazing project going.
And for those of you listening, one of the greatest things about Marina Point is they're very realtor friendly.
Yes, we are.
Very realtor friendly. Hence being one of our sponsors, our strategic partners. And they hosted us for a great event last month for a happy hour with the beautiful sunset and their beautiful model center. And you want to talk about that a little bit? I know you have other events for.
We do. We hold those the first and third Thursday every month, and we have an amazing events coordinator that puts all that together for us. But partnering with you was amazing. But we like to pick partners and invite them, as well as other realtors in the market. But it's been an amazing way to get the word out on Marina Point, but it's been fun to partner with various groups as well. And we loved having you. It was great.
Well, we love being there, and I understand.
The views are not bad, right?
We're coming back soon. Yeah, not a bad way to end the day.
Sure.
So that being said, what's your realtor registration process? How do they get in touch with you? All that good stuff.
Well, we make it really easy. Even on our website now, there's a spot. You just click, I'm a realtor. You're going to get a special link. We have put together a whole page for agents as well. So they can go to marinapointbrokerkit.com, download everything from brochures to video, and they're able to use that to market as well. But as far as registering a guest, we make it easy. So either call us, we can send you the broker registration. As long as your customer writes their name down, we're going to take care of them as well. We want to make it as painless as possible. We also, right now, I know it's already the 18th, but we do have a special going through the end of the month. So if one of their clients would purchase before the end of the month, they would receive an extra 1% commission, making it 4 instead of 3.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, at this price point too is
that's significant.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's very generous, very generous. So we're just going to start wrapping it up. And as your bio said, you've been in real estate 20 years, and you've had a lot of great things to say about the development. But what by your experience, what is just so special about this that you haven't experienced before? Because I know you live in a waterfront community too.
I do. Again, when people are moving from out of state and they think about Florida, wherever it is in Florida, they think about water, right? And certainly we have that. But the ability to be able to walk to restaurants, to walk to your boat, there's just nothing else like it in the market right now. And
as you said, with the proximity to the airport, you're right at the foot of the Gandy Bridge to bop over to the beaches.
Yep.
If you want to go. So, and then you have all of Tampa and downtown Tampa, restaurants, nightlife, everything. So,
right. With the Summit Expressway opening too, Catherine, it's just like you can be over in Orlando and, in an hour and 15 minutes. So the location, I know we always say that in real estate, right? Location.
Right.
But this truly offers, not only a great location, but to actually be on the water.
Well, thank you for being here. We encourage all our members to visit, to at least look at the webpage, consider it for your clients. I know when we did the meet and greet, we had quite a few realtors that didn't even know it was really there, that were super excited about it. So do yourself a favor and take a look, and call the model center anytime. The number's on the webpage, and they'll be happy to walk you through anything with your client. So in wrapping up, just like we asked Cindy, we like, why Women's Council? Why now? So
we love the partnership.
We just would like you to say why you think it's important to be a strategic partner for Women's Council at this point.
Well, your group kind of summed it up. You have people from not just real estate, but, partners throughout the Tampa area. As you mentioned, not everyone even knew about us, and we've been here. So I think that partnership, as it continues to grow, it's limitless opportunities for us, and we're just really excited to be a part of it.
Well, we appreciate it, and we really appreciate you being here today. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So in wrapping up, I want to thank both of our guests for being here. Nick, you have anything to add? Any comments, any questions?
No comments, no questions. I think, today was a little strange because we were on Thursday instead of Wednesday. So if you're watching this on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. And, if you have any questions there, post them in the comments and we'll forward them to Kathy or our other guests. I think we had a great show.
Yeah, and we do send out that replay to Women's Council all across the nation, and get a lot of views that way. So yeah, that'll be great if they do that. So we want to thank you again, Nick, for hosting, and let you know, of course, we're here for you, your local Women's Council. Mark your calendars, March 24th, 1 p.m. Big Zoom event on Save Your Deals. Everything you need to know about all the new insurance changes coming up, from homeowners to flood. And then on April 7th, 4 to 5:30, we're going to have a sort of a happy hour Zoom, if you want to call it that, but outlining leadership opportunities and the secret sauce for getting the opportunities you want. So we're all about leadership, and we're going to let you know everything that's available for you, from committee work on up, from your local associations, to local Women's Council, state, national, and Florida Association, and National Association of Realtors. So all that information in one spot. And then at the end of April, in conjunction with the Real Estate for All Alliance that we are a part of, we'll be sponsoring a Fair Housing Day on April 20, and that'll be all day. Hopefully, COVID permitting, we'll be at the Stetson Law Center, and that'll offer 2, not just 1, 2 CE courses for a total of 6 CE credits.
Nice.
So just a quick reminder to thank all of you, of our other strategic partners. We are so pleased to be in business with you, and those who are interested in becoming strategic partners, feel free to reach out to myself or Cindy Hayden, our president-elect. So with that being said, we will call it a day and hope to see you next month.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.